Hey guys, this is Rick. I'm here at the Roane County Sheriff's Department to meet with Captain Cook and Chief Deputy Phillips about a issue I've been having about filming. See if we can get this worked out. Maybe just hang on, see what happens. I'm here to meet Tim and Daryl, Chief Deputy
Yes, Chief. What's your name, sir?
Rick Osborne.
Pardon?
Rick Osborne. He's looking for me.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Money right there. It's going. Y'all doing okay?
Temperature normal.
care if I start this?
No, go ahead.
I guess what I was wanting to get together with you for is about recording at the top of the courthouse. I've talked to Attorney General's office, talked to DA, talked to Comptroller's office. I've talked about everybody you can talk to, and none of them can really give me a good answer. So one of my friends led me on to this website right here, and if you want to read this, it tells you, or I can read it to you.
I'd actually like to just look at it. If you want.
Okay. There's actually two different ones here, but they both say the same thing. It's the highlighted area there. It tells about. It's pretty much saying the same thing as the DHS memo does. That came out in 2010, and they redacted it in 2018. They sent it back out, stating you can record any federal property as long as you're not going in any rooms that's, has keys or punch a number in. And then it actually says, it's just like an open meeting, open court, you're allowed to go in. Plus, I've only been to the top of that courthouse twice to turn in paperwork, and I didn't even know where the courthouse room was until the other day, and the door was shut then, so I wouldn't know how that would even interfere with the judge's court anyway. I mean, if there's a word on there or something I've missed, then please let me know.
Things can get wordy.
Yeah.
And I'm not an attorney or anything like that. And anything we talk about in here today, I'm going to forward on to the judges, because at the end of the day, the judges.
Well, see, they have to. I hate to interrupt you, but there's got to be. You know what? That day we talked, and I apologize if I hadn't already for raising my voice on the phone to you. But when you said it's the rules, I guess that's what got me, because rules are made for baseball, basketball, and all that. It's the law that we go by. And see, the judge has to have an order out there written and signed and dated and stamped somewhere saying you cannot bring electronics to the second floor of this courthouse.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get all that information gathered for you. And if they say you can, we'll let you. I have no problem with it.
I went over there the other day, and I don't know the lady's name. I know you're over them, but I had left my Bluetooth in my ear, and I had to go upstairs, turn in some paperwork to the lady on the left up there. I don't know who she was, but they told me to go up there. Well, she wouldn't let me even lay it down and come back and get it. She said, take it back to your car.
And the reason behind that, it's not that we don't want to watch it, but
somebody might steal it. I understand that.
We can't be responsible.
But the thing is,
it's an inconvenience to go
my
out to.
phone was in the car, but my Bluetooth I had forgot. What could you do with that? I mean,
well, and there's things you can do with it. That Bluetooth is obviously hooked up to the phone or whatever device.
Yeah.
And it allows you to communicate, and that's why they don't.
well, mine must be pretty cheap, because mine don't work more than 20 feet.
Well, that's what I'm about to say. Some of them do, some of them don't.
Yeah.
There's times where I'm at the gym, I'll leave my phone in my bag in the actual gym, but then go to the bathroom. Sometimes it'll stay on, and sometimes I
Yeah.
get 5 feet away from it, it goes off. This public meetings thing here says Tennessee open meetings law require all government meetings are open to the public.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tennessee does have a provision, and I think there's things that govern, and this is just the way that I interpret it. I think there's things that govern open meetings, and then I think there's rules and laws that govern court proceedings. And that's just me.
And on this one, it says a media request should be submitted 2 days before.
It says on this.
Well, I told you the other day, I know you can do it 3 days ahead of time and get the judges okay. My thing is I'm not even wanting to go into the courtroom. I mean, but if it's open court, say, what is it, general sessions, where he say, she say thing,
Yeah.
civil matters, whatever. Say I want to just go up there and sit in the back and listen to the cases, to learn more stuff. But
You can sit in there and listen, but you can't record.
that's I know that's why I'm.
You can sit in there and listen all day long. You can come every Tuesday when they have general sessions court and sit in there and listen to any case that's in there. In the event that the judges, and they have done it from time to time, if there's certain cases involving juveniles or certain victims, they may
Yeah.
ask the court to disperse so that they can handle matters. And that's totally, that's the judge's actual,
See, I've been all over the bottom of the courthouse, and I even go to Ron Woody's office quite a bit because Miss Kofer does a lot of public records requests for me, and they never say nothing about the bottom. As long as you're not going into restricted areas.
And let me ask you this, have you been to any other courthouse where court proceedings or anything's going on that they allow you to, because if you have, I'd like to get a copy of their,
Federal courthouse in Nashville, you can film, and you can even carry your weapon in to the where you get scanned, and they have a lockbox where you can lock your weapon up, take the
for
key with you.
civilians.
Yeah, it's federal court. It's a RCW. Can't repeat it right off my head, but I do have it in my backpack. I have a whole.
That's interesting because I've been to the federal courthouse and they basically tell us to lock our
Now this is before COVID hit. I don't know
this is
anything.
way before COVID.
Okay.
Lock your pistol up. They got lock boxes for law enforcement. I didn't know
Yeah.
that they had lock boxes.
They got them for civilians too, as long as you're permitted to carry that weapon.
I'm under the impression that a civilian, whether you're permitted or not, is not allowed to carry a firearm on the property of any kind of federal grounds.
See,
Because Tennessee or the House bill, it's HR 218, allows law enforcement to carry their weapons anywhere in the United States, including the District of Columbia, but we can't carry our weapons into like a federal building.
yeah.
It prohibits us. So that's kind of interesting.
I don't know if you like to watch YouTube videos, but you can go on there, and there is a federal police officer comes in on his own time. He just got off work, fully dressed with his gun, and him and the security guard get into it upstairs, and the security guard actually pulls his gun out on the officer.
That
And-
was when he was on duty, wasn't it?
Yep, and he messed up when he did that.
I seen that's been some time ago.
Yeah.
But part of what I'm reading here is, you got public meetings, and I think public meetings and court proceedings are two different things. That's the way that I look at it. And then the court hearings. And if you're acting on behalf of the media, it says you should have a permission submitted 2 days before any proceeding. Then the other thing, there's another law out there that basically says that if you're an attorney or you're a pro se individual, do you know what pro se is?
No.
Pro se is where you're representing yourself in either a civil or a criminal litigation. That's the only times it allows you to record in the courtroom is if you're an attorney and or a pro se person, but it has to be dealing with your case and not somebody else's case. And that's what there's a TCA that says that regarding recording in a court. And there's also Tennessee Supreme Court rules that it's rules of procedure, and it basically stems back to the Tennessee Code Annotated that talks about being a pro se or being an attorney. And generally, the way I understand it, they let people record, people, the attorney or the pro se person record for notes purposes in one of their own proceedings.
Okay.
Have you ever submitted anything to any of the judges to ask them for permission to do that?
I don't really know any of the judges or really how to go about doing that.
Yeah, you don't have to really know them. You could send them a request and ask them permission to do that. And at the end of the day, they get to say what happens in the courts.
Yeah.
They're the decision maker.
I know I talked to your sergeant the other day. He called me back because I had a question about, there's a TCA code out there. I can't find it. And I've got a lawyer that's 24/7. You call anytime, law firm.
Yeah.
And just, if you need them, you've got them. And it's not just for it's pretty much anything, divorce, wills, whatever. But anyway, they're real good. But they can't find it either. But there's a TCA code out there that says you can carry your long gun in public in the state of Tennessee. And I know you can do it in your vehicle now because it's Castle Doctrine. You know, they took the Castle Doctrine over to your vehicle.
They've extended it,
Yeah.
They've done so much stuff with the carry laws. You know, it's hard to keep up with what they've done.
Well, if it wouldn't have been for the COVID coming in, Bill Lee would have done passed a Second Amendment or a Second
Where you don't
Amendment
have to
carry
have
state,
anything.
huh?
Where you don't have to have anything
Yeah.
to carry. I've
Yeah.
seen that.
Do I really agree with that? Yeah, because you got the right to bear arms and defend yourself, but you just don't want somebody that ain't never shot a gun out there carrying one either. You know, I got my permit back in '95 when they first came out, and you know I had to go through what everybody goes through now, and so. And let me ask you the question while I got you here. There's a particular restaurant in Knoxville. Just use that. And it has no firearms allowed on premises. It doesn't have a TCA code down there underneath it, so therefore anybody could pretty much put that sign up, correct? But say you go in there, now I've read this law and I've got it in my bag, but I don't know the TCA code right off. It says if you go in there and they see your weapon, by Tennessee state law, they have to ask you to leave first before they can call the law on you or anything else. Is that something you've heard?
I'd have to look at it because we don't deal with that every day.
Okay.
And, you know, I think any business that has that up has the right to ask you to leave.
To be honest with you, most businesses has got that. I don't go in.
Well, and that's preference, and you know, at the end of the day, if they have that up, they have a right to ask you to leave because even though
Sure.
it's a public place, it's their place, and you know we have to respect what their wishes are. But as far as what they have to do versus not do, I mean, I really don't know what the TCA tells us. But at that point, for us, it would be a trespassing thing. It wouldn't do nothing with regards to carrying a gun. You know, if they ask you to leave, you refuse to leave.
Yeah, if they ask you to leave.
If they ask
Yeah.
you to leave, you refuse.
You got to have the verbal warning
it'd be a
before you
trap.
have the actual written on paper, correct?
Well, you know, if it's got a sign on the door and you're breaking the rules to go in, they ask you to leave, that's pretty much the verbal warning. You don't have to have anything, right?
Yeah, that's why I just don't go in places like that. I mean,
It's,
you know, all these shootings going on around Knoxville and these kids getting killed, and you know, it's a terrible thing. It really is. But I would rather be sitting in a restaurant with people with 15 Glocks on their side eating a hamburger, and that's be the safest restaurant in the world probably at that time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I hear you.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Hey, no problem. Yeah. You know, I think our last encounter, I think we both got a little wound up,
Well,
and I apologize.
it was a kind of a bad time of the day for me anyway. I shouldn't ever even called at that point, but I did, and you can probably guess what that's all about. But
you know, at the end of the day, we're here to help you.
Yeah,
We're here to
well,
help you.
yeah.
You know, we'll
Hey,
help you any way we can.
you know, I do videos, man, and you know I don't do as good on YouTube as I do on Facebook. But
What do you mean?
I do. You ain't never seen some of my videos? Oh, okay.
I mean, seriously, what do you do?
I do some cop watch, stuff like that.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't have time to do all the
I got one.
YouTube or Facebook
Your
stuff.
car, I got it last year going through the middle of Harriman. 126 was the unit number,
Yeah.
and you'd have to watch the video to see it. But my radar detector's going off the whole time because he's beside me, and he's just, I mean, I lost 2 or 3 friends over that one because they said that was he might have been going to a call, and I said he wasn't going to no call. He was just in a hurry, and anyway, I turned off, and I couldn't even catch him after we crossed the bridge there, going into Harriman. That was it. When you go up the hill there and go past Sexton's,
Yeah.
he ran off and left me there, and I think it's 45, and I was doing 55 and couldn't catch him. So stuff like that.
Did you bring that to any of our attention? Because you know, if somebody's doing something they're not supposed to do, if you'll bring it to our attention, we'll address it.
Yeah. I don't want to throw nobody under the bus, but see,
Well, at the end of the day,
if he's got them lights going, then okay. But
yeah,
it's
I
just
agree.
out there.
If he's going above the speed limit and he's not adhering to the we have to go through what's called the Vanessa K. Free Act, and it talks about running blue lights and sirens.
That's because that cop car hit that girl, right?
Yeah.
Because I
So-
learned that when I went through TBI
So-
school.
So if people will tell us that somebody's doing something wrong, you know, we've got things in place to correct that. So if you see
Okay. And well, I guess while we're on the subject, it doesn't really mean nothing, but Eaton, comes by and throws all them cards in the mailbox. Well, I asked him to quit doing mine last year, because I got stuff comes through the mail. He ain't regularly supposed to open them mailboxes up, but what he does is he'll set up on the corner and he'll fill them out, and then he'll come by and pass them out like he's come by there. And I think if you're out in the yard planting flowers, hey, stop. How you doing, man? Everything okay? Get with the people. Just don't throw a card in there and just. People like that though. They're like, oh, they come by here last night. And, we're getting protected, but
Roane County's a big place. There's there's over 300 square miles, and it's a lot of ground to cover.
That's what. This is pretty much what got me into learning my laws and constitutional rights and everything. Was I had a guy where I live, and I ain't gonna get into the details, but something wrong with him. But he come through my yard about 2 years ago, and he was speeding, and he ripped down.
He drove through your yard?
Yeah, ripped down a telephone pole, tore up all my bushes. I had these 2 rocks. I paid like $100 for it. They was on the end of the driveway. Busted both of them. Then he hit another telephone pole where our telephone lines and stuff is. Broke that guide wire down, and then ran through our fence into the cow field. And he started it again here a while back. So I called down to the sheriff's department and asked for extra patrol. Well, they sent me down to dispatch. And I started talking to this guy, and he's like, look, we've only got 2 officers on duty. We got 300-something miles to cover. And I said, I just want extra patrol when you get out here. It's all I'm asking for. Well, he said something, and I said, well, you know what? I said, you act like you're a snowflake. He got mad and hung up. Well, about 10 minutes, I was sitting there eating supper, about 6:30 at night. It rang, and he said, Mr. Osborne? I said, yeah. He said, you need to go out to your driveway. He said, cops are out there looking for you. I said, for calling you a snowflake? And then I said, there's nobody at my house. On that video, they had went to the house next door that's been empty for years. And you'd have to watch that video too. But anyway, what I'm saying is people are like, ain't anybody gonna watch a cop car speed through Harriman. And it's got over 3,500 views on it already.
Oh, wow. Do you make money on that or something?
I don't do it for money.
But do you make money
You
on
can. If you get monetized, yeah, you can.
it? What do you got to do to get monetized?
Fill out the thing to be monetized so you can put commercials and stuff on your videos, and they send you money for, you get so many clicks, they give you so much money for each click.
Oh, wow.
Some guys I watch, they've got 1 million followers, that's their
They're
job.
getting paid, huh?
That's their job. They make money. I ain't interested in the money. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. But that's basically it. I appreciate you sitting down.
Yeah, let us know if there's anything we can do to help you.
I know you know me. You just don't.
Oh yeah, it took me a minute. Yeah, been a few years.
Yeah.
Did you guys go to school? Did you go to Harriman?
Yeah. I graduated in '86.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just right behind.
Yeah. You was with Tim Johnson, and wasn't you?
No, Tim's 3 years ahead of me.
Was he?
Yeah.
I remember Tim Johnson and Marvon Brooms,
Yeah, there's
John Boyd,
I ain't heard that name in a long time.
Marvon Brooms.
Didn't he pass away?
Probably about everybody I went to school with, honestly, is either drug overdosed or killed in a car wreck, drunk driving, or
Marvon was
something.
in the criminal element there for a while, but he's a big old guy.
I've had 2 brothers, pass away in the last 4 years of
Who's your brothers?
Mike and Steve Osborne. Mike was the mean one. He had a heart attack. Shooting dope.
Well, was he married to the lady that was related to the people that run Sears?
Yeah.
I know.
Tanya. Yeah. Red is Tanya and what they call him. The Charlie, they call him something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dooner or-
Yeah, I know Charlie, but I've never heard him make.
Yeah, they call him They call him Dooner or something like that. That's what they always called him. Yeah, he's a real good guy. Him and when I go to church over here with Randy Griffiths, he's there faithfully.
Yeah, Charlie's a good guy.
Yeah, it's just like people go on about you know, you can't make the way your brothers act, you know.
Oh no.
So they stayed.
Hey, you can pick your friends, you can't pick your family.
They stayed in trouble all the time. Both of them did, but Steve wasn't as
I've
bad
had
as.
both of my brothers here.
Have you? Steve wasn't near as bad as Mike was, but you know, they get hooked on them pills and they don't do it, and they have to start snorting them, and then next thing you know, they're melting them down and shooting.
Once they get to that point, that's bad.
And when that liver goes down and them kidneys start failing, that heart can't take much.
No, it won't last long.
So anyway, I appreciate
All right,
you
man,
guys.
appreciate you coming by. If you need anything, and if we're gonna get with the judge and